over the last probably 8, 10 years now being in management, every time we have a baby, I get a promotion. And but I've got 6 kids. So at this rate, I'm about 2 more promotions away from being CEO.
Oh my, well, that's my guest, Stefan Hull, who is Vice President of Customer Experience. And I'm super excited to speak with him today about career growth. So welcome, Stefan.
Thank you, Sue, for having me. I'm looking forward to our conversation today.
Well, let's begin. So you are currently having an amazing career with Dynatrace, and you have seen tremendous advancement. And, a lot of times team members want to know, well, how do I do that? Who do I go to? Where do I find this journey, this map?
Yeah, so it's a great topic. Wherever that roadmap exists, I want to find it, right? Because for me, it was absolutely organic growth and recognizing that next step, whatever it was an opportunity ahead of me. And looking back even 3-5 years ago, my path was, again, to use an analogy, it was murky. The message that I would tell anyone else listening is it's making progress. It's taking that next step. You're not signing up to run a marathon. You're signing up to take one more step. Take one more step. And again, that philosophy has worked well for me, even, from the successes. Yes, sometimes those steps have to be really fast and in order. And other times, again, when it's challenging, it's waking up and saying, hey, what's that one thing I can do today to make progress? What's that one thing I can do tomorrow to really put me in a better position than I was yesterday?
And that's perfect, because the truth of the matter is nothing's guaranteed. And when you're growing in your career, you have to look at the opportunities in front of you and look to see how to make the best or maximize them, but really embrace them and engage fully in them.
Yeah, just a quick story there. I still remember when I got hired, 12 years ago, the vice president drew something on the whiteboard, and he listed all the roles, all the opportunities that could exist in a technology company. Because again, I was looking to be, work in IT in a car manufacturer and a bank, and he really sold me in that a technology company, the entire company is a potential career path for me. So he talked about things in sales and in marketing, and my team didn't exist. And so to recognize that, again, those individuals, those people that have moved into those various roles, they all took a risk. But at the same time, the company invested in them. And so for me, my success I contributed to, yes, working really hard, taking some risks, but also some really great mentors along the way that would help me along my journey. And also from a timing perspective, to be patient when things didn't go exactly as I wanted them to, or as fast as they wanted them to, or sometimes I would say, slow down, too fast. But timing really played a big factor in, my success with the company.
What sparked your interest about Dynatrace?
Yeah, so graduating from university, had a degree in information systems, so I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I recognized that I had some skills from a technology perspective, but unsure what I wanted to translate that to. And met a really great recruiter at a career fair, had a conversation with this company that really focused on making sure that their customers' applications and websites and mobile apps worked well. And that was super exciting to me. Like I said, graduating university, technology was something that I've always been passionate about. But to recognize that this company, who, again, specializes and makes sure that other people's apps and systems worked well, and apps that I used to, again, book travel, apps that I used to do my banking. To me, recognizing that software was on the upswing, and obviously it still is. But again, that's what really attracted me about the technology of the company. But then when I started to meet the people, recognizing that they were going to invest in me in that professional development program, to really invest in me as a leader, but not just as a leader, but as a person and as someone who was hungry to grow. And 12 years later, here I am.
I know that you joined the company in the professional development program. Can you speak to a little bit about that and what you experienced in that program?
Yeah, so it's been a great program. It's really shaped my outlook, not only about the company, but about professional development, as its name implies. So it's a really great program where it takes college graduates with varying degrees. Like I said, I had an information systems degree. We've had people with more deep computer science, more technical degrees like math. We've even had people who have like rocket science degrees. So we can take those people, those very moldable people, and really turn them into the next generation leaders within the company. Recognizing that we're training them to be consultants or support engineers or very tactical roles, but we're really setting them up for career success by exposing them to various other leaders. We're giving them the skills, not just the hard technical skills, we're giving them the soft skills. We're giving them communication skills. We're helping them learn about themselves while also recognizing the work that they're going to be able to do, delivering value to our customers.
Sometimes we get into situations or we're at a point in our career where it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. And someone might feel stuck. They might not see that next promotion coming anytime soon. What advice could you give for an individual in that situation?
Yeah, that's a great question. Again, what comes to mind is I don't know if I ever sought that next promotion from a title perspective. I was focused on two things. One, making my boss's job easier. I knew the things that would keep him or her up at night. I focused on how can I deliver value to them, but then also from my team. And again, even if when I was an individual contributor, how can we elevate the team? How can we elevate the individual accomplishments, celebrating those successes? What I found, at least, is when I took a step back, I was able to see that we were making progress. And again, then when I became a people leader, it was, yes, helping, my leader, helping provide value to him, but then also it was giving opportunities to my team, giving them opportunities to put them in positions where they're going to learn, where they're going to grow. And so for me, yeah, again, taking a step back a little bit really gave me that perspective to highlight, hey, I am making progress. Even if I didn't have that title, even if I didn't have that next promotion, I was still making progress towards becoming that best version of myself.
That's wonderful. And so you have all these resources, right? And you look at your career journey to date. And so you're moving roles every approximately 2 years, right? And, or maybe faster. And I guess, would love to hear the flip side. Any hurdles or challenges that you've overcome while you're progressing within your career within Dynatrace?
Yeah, so recognizing that with all my promotions, I'd probably say the most difficult, most challenging one was from that individual contributor to a manager. And for me, that was specifically, I felt like I was good in my job, and I was doing the things that I was asked to do. But as a leader, I realized I couldn't do it myself anymore. I really had to rely on a team to be able to go farther and to be able to continue to progress. Relying on that team, that philosophy changed my life, right, and changed my leadership to recognize that that as we continue to grow, we had to do it as a team.
Which is wonderful, and I love the idea of the ability for growth, not only your growth but your team member growth, and how important it is that everyone recognizes it's the team, the strength of the team, the growth of the team enables you to continue to fuel and support the growth of the organization. So I think that's fantastic. I'm going to flip gears a little bit. So tremendous career growth, growth of the team, challenges at work. How do you balance it with career, kids? How do you do it all? Because there's only 24 hours in a day and we all have that same amount of time. And I would have to say, oh my, you have a lot on your plate. So how do you balance it? Love to hear some tips.
So I have a beautiful wife at home, and she's getting the kids ready for school today. I had to come into work early to record this, but that's step one, is making sure that my family life is in order. And as you mentioned, about every promotion every 2 years coincides with another baby at home. That's number one for me. and my kids as well. They love hearing about the stuff that I'm doing at work. They love hearing, they love coming into the office. We had Bring Your Kids to Work Day a couple months ago, and to just really see and to be able to talk about my work with my family. That's key to my success, but also to have my work impact what happens at home. And so for me, again, I like to talk about like integrating my faith, integrating my work, integrating my family. That's been, again, one key to my success so far.
That's wonderful. And I love it. And, it reminds me, and I would have to say similarly, the ability to have a family that supports your travel, supports the time you put into the office, the commuting. You need that support mechanism. You absolutely do. So I fully agree with you. So Stefan, I hear this unusual tidbit about you, where your dad worked for Dynatrace. He has the same name, or you have the same name as him, and the same birth date. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. And that caused a little issue on my first day on the job, recognizing that my dad had since worked there, but he left to go to another company. And they really thought that my dad got rehired. So I inherited his email address, all of his accounts, and then IT was like, hey, what are you guys doing? Why is your dad accessing these systems? They looked at the name, they looked at the birthday. Obviously, they didn't look at the birth year. And then, again, we got that all cleared up. But 12 years later, here I am still in my father's footsteps.
Well, I can honestly say you are a role model. I love the attitude, the positivity, and you're absolutely right. We vote every day. We choose every day where we want to put our energy and effort. I thank your wife for all the support that she gives you, because that is so critically important to have that support. And again, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Sue. Again, it was my pleasure, and thank you for your leadership, in this, not just with this podcast, but really making sure that as a team, we are one team, and to recognize that as we continue to grow as an organization, making sure that we're putting our people first. I think that's a testament to you and your team and the work that we're doing to really advance what we're doing at Dynatrace.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Real Talks. Subscribe to stay tuned on more episodes to come.